Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are here with Erika Littles, Senior Coordinator for Early College Programming here at Harry S. Truman College, 1145 West Wilson Avenue. oneTRUtalk. We went on oneTRUWalk where we learned her why. Why does she do what she does, right? Why Truman? And so I think it's important now for us to really understand the ins and the outs of early college. As a former social studies teacher, is that correct?
Yep.
What were your thoughts? Where did you garner the love for working with students?
I think I always like working with kids. Like even when I was a kid, I always worked in daycare or like summer camp. So I think working with younger people that are younger than me and helping guide them has always been something that has come easily to me. It's something that I've enjoyed. And then once I became a teacher, and from my own high school experience, just understanding what does it mean to be prepared for college, like what skills are going to prepare students for college. I was lucky as a senior in high school. I'm from Philadelphia. I went to a public school in Philly, but I got to do a college class my senior year, and it was a speech class. And I was very nervous. I was the only high school student in a class full of college freshmen. But once I got over that fear, the skills that I learned in that class made me so confident when I started college the next year. So when I found out that there was an opportunity to help in this role of giving access to high school students, this opportunity to see what is it like to take a college class and how can they build the skills now while they're in high school so that when they do start college, they're starting with a leg up and with an advantage and with some preparation that maybe other students don't have a chance to get, or maybe like I didn't have a chance, or other folks that I work with when I was a teacher might have not had that opportunity.
Excellent. So you are a former early college student yourself, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And so I can see you obviously talk to the benefits, right? The rigors, the preparation, right? Of being in that college setting, working with a professor, different expectations, not as much hand-holding. Those are some of the benefits. To your knowledge, did you experience any of the downfalls to taking early college courses?
I think the challenge that I had, I guess, that all early college students have is balancing your existing high school work. I was in some like honors and AP classes in high school, so adding this extra level of work and extra work to my plate, figuring out how do I manage my time and get everything done to the level that I want to get it done. So that was a challenge at first, but I figured out like what worked for me so I could successfully get it all done. And I think that was the only real challenge that I faced. I think the exposure to like being around college students, and we did some small group work. So I like was working in small groups with other college students, and I got to ask them questions informally, like, what is it like to be in college? Like, what was it like for you? And, I kind of got that opportunity that I wouldn't have had if I didn't take the time to talk to my classmates and kind of pick their brains a little bit.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And so when I think about it, as we move forward, here at Truman College, I know we offer a variety of early college opportunities across the district, but in particular, if a student was interested in beginning to think about or see what the advantages were, how can they start that process?
So the best way to start that process, if they're looking into early college, is we do have our own Truman Early College website. So I'll share that with you if you want to include it so students can access that.
And that website, right here at the bottom, students, I'm sorry, that website will be right there listed at the bottom, so you can reference that website. Yes, ma'am.
So that has all my contact information. It has the requirements for early college. So like what's the GPA and other requirements to be eligible. It has a link to the schedule and the paperwork. So it kind of gives students and parents and counselors a really good snapshot of the basics. And then obviously people are going to have questions, and then you can find my email, my phone number there, and I'm happy to answer questions. While we're in the enrollment time of the year, we do have information sessions. So I host, whether in person or via Zoom, information sessions for students, parents, counselors, where they can ask questions that they have If they want to know more about like the requirements for specific courses, we can talk through all that. So I'm always happy to answer questions as they come up as students go through the process.
Excellent. And could you do us a favor and explain, just briefly explain the difference between um, a student being on campus taking early college courses versus a student being in their classroom taking early college courses? I know sometimes that comes up. If you can just explain that.
That's my favorite question. Okay, so there's dual credit, and dual credit is a program that takes place within the high school walls, and it's college classes that are taught by a high school teacher. The teacher has to meet our credentialing, so they are having the same type of degree that a Truman teacher would have to teach the course. And then the students can stay in their classroom. This dual credit class is part of their regular school day, and they earn high school credit in addition to college credit. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 opportunity, and students don't have to leave the building. The other opportunity is dual enrollment, and this is a situation where a student would actually come to our campus and take a class with one of our faculty. So they would earn college credit, and they would also get the experience of being in a classroom with a college faculty member and with fellow college students. So those are the two branches of early college.
Excellent. I know that when we're not in this virtual world, so often I can always tell the difference between the early college students and then just a Truman student, but they're adventurous. They have access to our cafeteria. They have access to our student activities center. They have access to the lunchroom. And so getting to meet those students as you do the different workshops and such is always extremely empowering. Finally, do you see a difference here in the virtual opportunities where students are now embarking on this early college opportunity virtually? Do you see any opportunity areas where we can be better?
Well, I will say that, so this summer was our first fully remote/online semester, and the students that we had in early college, over 90% of them successfully completed their course. So that's actually on the higher side of like our general percentages. So our high school students are very smart, very adaptive, and like throughout the whole summer, I kept reminding them how proud I was of them for taking on this challenge at this challenging time. And for the fall, we also have seen actually an increase in our number of dual enrollment students taking advantage of the opportunity. I think because the remote setting for the classes gives students, no matter where they're from in the city, the opportunity to take a class at Truman without having to travel. So although there's challenges around technology and just adapting to this new format, there has been some benefits in terms of student access to the program.
Okay, and then finally, and I want to end on a positive note, but there have been cases where students embark on this opportunity and don't do as well. I want you to explain the importance of, once you've made this commitment, seeing it all the way through.
Absolutely. So what I always tell students during our dual enrollment orientation is that everyone here is here to help you. From me to your advisor to your teacher, like all of us are here because we care and we want you to succeed. And the saying, closed mouths don't get fed. So telling students, like, ask me, like if you're afraid to ask anyone else, ask me 5 times, we'll figure out a solution. But I always tell students to take advantage of the free resources. So they have access to our amazing tutoring centers, which provide support around all the different classes that we offer at Truman. So if students are having a hard time, I always recommend tutoring as like a first option to get help. And then students to understand that your teacher, your professor is there to help you as well. So not to be afraid to ask questions, or if you don't understand something, or if you're challenged by a test or a project, just to make sure you ask for help or like let them know what you need so that they can help you. And this is the start of students' college transcript. So it's important that, like you said, once students make that commitment, this is going to be part of their record. And we want it to be something that's going to help them, like I said, get a leg up and be something positive. So the students that ask for help and take advantage of our resources do well, and who attend class, that's also really important, making sure that you're in attendance so you can have all the time you need with your professor.
Well, I would tell you it has been absolutely amazing to have this opportunity to talk with you, have you share your story. I think it's so important that students are able to connect and really understand, first of all, your why, right? Really understanding that you're vested in this work, you have their best interest at hand. But then in addition, in particular, Truman, the benefits of being able to take early college courses here at Truman. It has been a wonderful partnership between the Office of Enrollment and the Early College Department. And so you bring a different energy in terms of us engaging with students. And so I want to thank you for that. As mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, the contact information for Erika Littles, the Senior Coordinator of Early College Programs here at Truman, are here at the bottom of the page. For any information going forward, please contact her. She is incredible about, kind of keeping in touch and making sure you have the information that you need. This has been another edition of oneTRUtalk. Our guest today, Erika Littles, Senior Coordinator of Early College Programming here at Truman College. My name is Kiss Allen Glover. I have been your host. And once again, always imparting, we say together, one Truman.